jump out of the screen. Yeah. Something happened.
This pen, I dropped it.
Did you still know him?
All right,
I didn't think anything.
we're ready to go. So welcome everybody. This is our August 10th annual regular work session meeting at 5 o'clock. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now I'd like to, we're going to have a blessing tonight, so if you'd like to come forward, please.
All right. My name is Leslie Saunders. I'm with the Unitarian Universalist Community of Frankfurt. This is called, it's a slight reworking of a litany of restoration by a Unitarian minister named Marjorie Bowens Wheatley. That's really all you need to know. If, while recognizing the interdependence of all life, we strive to build community, the strength we gather will be our salvation. If you are black and I am white, it will not matter. If you are male and I am female, it will not matter. If you are younger and I am older, that will not matter. If you are conservative and I am progressive, that will not matter. If you are gay and I am straight, it will not matter. If you are Christian and I am atheist, it will not matter. But if we join spirits as brothers and sisters, the pain of our aloneness will be lessened, and that doesn't matter. It's in this spirit that we build community and move towards restoration. Amen.
Amen. Leslie, thank you very much for coming tonight. I'd like to ask if there's any public comments. Seeing no public comments, I'm going to move one or two things around tonight, so everybody just hopefully bear with me. I was going to ask Miss Robin Antonucci if she didn't mind to come forward and talk just for a couple minutes about our board applicant.
Thank you, Judge. Just wanted to mention, I came to my awareness that the application may have not have been as complete as you would have liked. If you would wish, I can go back to the applicant and gather some more. I know that he's been a small business owner of the Bluegrass Inn for 20 plus years. I don't know that he's been involved in other boards or anything like that, but I can certainly go back to him and get further detail if that's what you want. And I apologize for sending that on, but just came to my attention that that was lacking some of that detail. So, however,
I
please the
appreciate
court.
you coming and speak for him. Yeah, I actually met him about a month ago. I rented a room for some of our employees, and he and his wife are hard-working people. They were there. Didn't matter what time of the day I went there. Early in the morning, late at night, it was the same two faces. So,
yes, yeah.
Anybody have any questions on Mr. Patel? Yeah, Squire Sebastian.
Sure.
I really appreciate you stepping forward to share that information. Because as you indicated, when we look at the application, what we have to base our decision on,
I understand.
it
Yeah.
had
Yeah, and
needed more attention.
right, and you know, I'd be happy to get something more if you need it. I can attest that he's you know, owns a small business and family business and been working at that for a number of years, couple of decades, and may not have been involved in a lot of other community things. But I'm happy to ask him if you wish.
Would you all like some more information?
It's your appointment, Joe.
It
Are you
is.
satisfied?
I am, because I know him too. So, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks so
Robin.
much.
Yeah. All righty. Now we're going to move on to Amy Snow and the Wanda Joyce Robinson Foundation. How are you doing, Amy?
I'm good, thank you. A lot has occurred the past 6 months. Our grant was active October 1st, however, we did not receive our first draw of funds until the end of June. The delay had to do with not being able to access the grant system with the transition of staff. However, I'm incredibly thankful for everybody's support during that time, especially Amy Quattram, who heard from me on a weekly, if not daily basis, because I was super nervous about making payroll. All is well. Everything is operating the way it needs to. We have monthly meetings with the Council of State Government Justice Center, who provides us with guidance and additional resources. They absolutely love us. That's not an embellishment on my part. That's actually their exact words. They're intrigued by our work as a nonprofit and very impressed with what we've accomplished to date. We have completed the required reporting as well as our first reimbursement with the county. All that documentation is in order. I prepared a packet of information today. I only made one copy for the judge, which includes a copy of our budget for the grant. As I'm sure you're all aware, we budgeted this into the grant so that it's free of cost to anyone that's interested in being a mentor or volunteering. Also included in the packet is a copy of our logic model, which was submitted with our grant application. It includes measurable outcomes with timelines for activities of the grant. I'm pleased to report that we've stayed on track with everything with our implementation timeline. Since my last update in February, we've completed an assessment of the jail visitation policies and are considering ways to improve child friendliness during visitation. Parents in the jail have completed a survey that gives us feedback and suggestions. Those survey results are also included in the packet. Additionally, we've completed a trauma-informed care training for our staff and volunteers, and I've implemented a youth leadership program, which I would really love to talk about tonight, but in the essence of time, I will not. I would like to recognize our staff who work within the jail, our family transition coordinator, Debbie Demers, and parenting class instructors, Angie Winkfield and Eric Lemon. This is really a dream team. All three are skilled professionals. Angie's entire career has been with the cabinet. Debbie's career, social service background, she's run a safe house before, and most notably in Franklin County, our Franklin County Schools attendance specialist for more than 10 years. Both are very well versed in their work with justice-involved families, and Eric previously worked for the Kentucky Department of Corrections. They were worried about that.
Y'all did great.
So y'all did awesome. For the month of August, there are currently 91 inmates who are parents. This accounts for 263 children and youth in our county. I would love to have a team of social workers to meet this need. For now, we have Debbie, who works tirelessly meeting with parents, caregivers, and children. Of course, school has started, and she will be communicating with school staff to provide additional support, and all of the children will be referred to our school-based creche programs. Our curriculum, Parenting Inside Out, is evidence-based and specifically designed for incarcerated parents. This has never been offered to county inmates in Kentucky. We've met with the interim commissioner for the Cabinet for Families and Children to ensure that class credit can go towards their family case planning. And also, we will be in discussion with the Department of Corrections for the class to count towards credit. However, that has not been a deterrent for the parents who have been offered the class. They are willingly participating. We have graduated our first group of women. That's featured in the packet as well. I believe 11 women started the class. 4 of those were released to treatment. A 5th was released and overdosed and passed away. Feedback from Angie and Debbie. tells us that some of the women that they anticipated being really reserved and difficult to engage, that they changed over time in the class, that these women became leaders and made contributions that benefited the group as a whole. Our men's class graduation will occur in 4 weeks. I have a quick story from the men's group. During a lesson, they were discussing family traditions. One man spoke up and asked, "What is a family tradition?" He genuinely did not know. Other men in the group explained it to him, which is super special to me. This man shared that since age 11, he was stealing cars, that he had never been home for holidays or birthdays, and that even if he had, his family didn't really celebrate such occasions. Through this group work, he was able to identify traditions that he would like to have with his children. We know that not all families can physically reunite. However, our goal is that parents learn skills that will promote a more healthy relationship with their child, however that may occur. I want to pause really quickly here and just kind of imagine what his family life was like as a child. This is the work that the Wanda Joyce Robinson Foundation is committed to doing, breaking the cycle of generational incarceration. What he was experiencing at age 11 is the same as what a lot of our youth are experiencing right now. Research tells us that a positive relationship is the #1 mitigator of trauma. Relationship is what our organization is all about. Change occurs one relationship at a time. Our commitment as an organization is to put the work into building those relationships to not only improve the lives of families, but our community as a whole. What's happening within our jail is special. The work that Debbie, Angie, and Eric, as well as our Director of Development, Elizabeth Treblehorn, are doing is nothing short of incredible. It is creating a pathway for the ongoing work that will be addressed with that parent upon reentry, and the work with that caregiver and child ongoingly. You provide a $6,000 grant to us, which we use to pay a contract employee for 12 months. This person is a mentor and has a caseload of 15 high school boys that he keeps up with on a weekly basis. In 30 days' time, he's made a minimum of 60 face-to-face contacts and countless phone calls and text messages with the youth on his caseload. One youth in particular is in a foster home placement. Prior to that, he was housed in Fayette County Detention Center for 6.5 months, ready to be released, but waiting for a placement. He'd already been there, had been sentenced, and waited an additional 6.5 months. The state truly had nowhere to place him. A couple weeks ago, he became very escalated after a series of events, destroying furniture and items in the house, punching holes in the wall. Really, this is kind of typical behavior. This is how he disrupts placement. Law enforcement had to be called, which further escalated him. When they arrived, he took one look at him and said, "Oh, it's them. I played basketball with them." He immediately came down. He had met the officers through a Wanda Joyce program that his mentor ensured he attended. He proceeded to invite them in to sit at a table and eat ice cream, which they did. Again, this is the power of relationship. That young man could have easily been detained that night and back in detention. The Kentucky Youth Advocates estimate a per diem of $500 per day to house a juvenile in detention. The $500 that was used from your grant for that month to provide our mentor to our youth ultimately really saved the state thousands of dollars. So on behalf of our board, we are thankful for this funding you provide to us, and we are eternally grateful for the chance that you took on us to be able to seek the federal funding of our grant. Without it, we would not have the staff to serve families. And as executive director, I have a vision to share with you. We have an expansive vision. Whatever it takes to meet the needs of kids and we know there's more than 800 in Franklin County, that's what we're committed to doing. We will seek the resources to be able to provide those individual services for each child. We currently have 4 full-time staff and 8 contracts. By the end of this year, if we receive the grants that, the applications that we have out, we will grow to 7 full-time employees, 2 part-time employees, and 13 contracts. We'll jump to about a team of 22 by the end of December. We are determined to provide quality services and programs to the more than 800 children in Franklin County impacted by incarceration.
Amy, I just want to say on behalf of the fiscal court, thank you, and thank you for coming to give us an update. That's one of the things that we always talk about. It's, we're happy to help when we can, but then we don't hear from the agencies for another year. So I appreciate you all coming and kind of bringing us up to speed of where you are, and thank you to your team. A lot of great faces there, and y'all are doing great work. So I'm going to open up to the magistrates. Do y'all have any questions or comments? Squire Blackburn, then Squire Dykes, please.
I've known Amy for a while, and she's always had a huge passion for kids. And I couldn't think of a better person to be in the position that you're in. And I know your previous involvement with the schools gives you avenues to really get to a lot of the kids. I don't think most of the people in Frankfort understand how many kids are in the position that they're in. And I've seen the programs open up in the school. The JAG program is exploding. I couldn't tell you, I probably got 10% of my students in that program. And he brought them into my shop last year and did a bunch of stuff with them. It was pretty cool. But if there's any way that you know, maybe you could do an awareness for all the teachers. I think they're aware, but I don't think we all understand how we can help or be a part to make it better. And I think that's something that teachers they'd have a desire to do, to help out. And I'm grateful for what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Amy knows how much I love her. They all know how much I love them. I get to work with them a lot outside of this. I get to work with a lot of these kids. And so first, I want to say thank you just on a personal level, but also on a community level. This is, there's no word that can express what they do with these kids. And then I'm going to get on my high horse like I always do, and I'm going to say we have opioid money that can help this agency grow, and it can help more kids, and we need to get on with it. So I'm just going to put it out there again. This is one of the agencies that needs that money, and we need to get on it. So thank you all so much for helping these kids. They're our kids. They're this community's kids, and they're going to grow into adults, and we can either stop this cycle or we can just watch it get worse. And they are all, every one of them, doing the very best that they can to stop this cycle. This trauma is horrific that these kids have been through, and it is up to us to stop it and to show them a better life. So I love you guys. Thank you.
Squire Whitman.
Judge Amy, could you verify, you said over 800 kids that are impacted by parents that are currently incarcerated in the system in Franklin County? Is that the parameter?
That have or have had an incarcerated parent. So we know that the data for our county. Of course, there's children with parents who are doing state time. So we have not entered into that type of conversation to get the real numbers for that. But through our school registration, we've added the question, is the child in your home impacted by incarceration? And so we're able to get real numbers that way.
Thank you. You know, I think there's a lot of conversation about children's needs, and it all generally, I think, comes down to unmet needs of the child, right? So often that they follow patterns of what they know because of unmet needs. And I'm so proud of you all for taking a step in this as a capital city. This is where I think government can work so well, and we can be a leader for our whole state by establishing and helping support citizen programs, because government can't do it all on our own. So I'm so glad you all are beginning something that I think is in the infancy that's going to be so impactful in Kentucky and Frankfurt and beyond in the future. So keep it up, and I hope maybe the successes of what you all are doing will relegate to some other citizens coming forward to us with great ideas about how to put, you know, interested groups of people on a task, and that we as the elected body can help be the facilitator to get those things up and going. So thank you.
Thank you.
And again, I just want to say
All right.
thank you, and I do know, I know you all have on your seats, we're having to change the September 13th meeting to September 12th, because that's escorting Wanda Joyce to Washington DC. They asked me to come up there and help them with some stuff, and so that's why we're having to move that one meeting. So looking forward to that trip with you guys, and hopefully we can bring some more good back to Franklin County.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, now we're going to go on to the judges' reports. I believe Andrew has a couple pictures here and there. So I've had a lot of ribbon cuttings lately. The first one I believe Andrew has to put up is the new public solar facility at the plant board. That was on July 24th. That was a nice event, attended well. So that's basically if people want to participate in solar but don't have room in their own yard, they can buy shares up there. And then once they sell all that, they plan to do, I think, 3 more phases of that. There was also the House of Commons Bourbon Library had the ribbon cutting. That's right on the corner of St. Clair and Main Street, so we welcome them to our community. Kentucky State University had a big one. I know Deputy Kennedy was there. I think Squire Sebastian was there. Squire Tanner was there. So I appreciate everybody supporting Kentucky State's new dorm and their new facility. So that's a great thing. I know it was a big turnout. Next, we have the Frankfurt Police Department put on a National Night Out event on August 1st. I went down there, I was amazed how many kids were there. It was really, really neat to see, and they got to interact with fire department, sheriff's department, things like that. I want to thank Sky Hansen, our crime victims advocate, and Mitzi Jevedin for handing out the IDs that the community likes so much. They make the kids IDs. I think they made 45 that night or something, so that's a great thing. Next, I attended the NAACP Freedom Fund Banquet on August 4th. It was a great event. It was a great speaker out of Louisville. She was the first African-American gay House representative. She gave great comments. Chuck Fletcher, I know you all know Chuck. He got a Citizens Award there. And the girl on the right, I can't remember her name, but she's actually one of the high schoolers. This year they gave out 4 scholarships, $500 a piece, but she is the first recipient. She's from, I didn't realize we have a blind high school in Franklin County, and she's the first one to receive a scholarship from the NAACP. So it was a great event, well attended. Yesterday, Congressman Comer, his field reps were here, some from Washington D.C. and some from just the area. They used our conference room to kind of hold meetings all morning, and it was attended well. What do you think, 30, 40 people? Yeah, it was a lot of people came through here, so that was a good thing. Also, I know the last month or two, we've been collecting shoes for the Bondurant Middle School, the Turning Bare Feet into Learning Feet. So I want to thank everybody who donated shoes and money to buy shoes, so hopefully they were able to meet their goal of 500 pairs. And now we're going to talk about some new people that we have hired here at the Fiscal Court. So I am going to start with our new Code Enforcement Officer. If Richard Sanford would like to come forward, I hope you have your speech ready.
Not a speaker.
So I believe everyone probably in this room knows Mr. Sanford here. He's been a big part of our community, and we're so glad that he applied for the job and was one of the people that we interviewed, and hands down is the right person for the job. So he actually starts on Monday. So you have anything you want to say to the court, Richard?
Thank you. I hope I live up to the expectation.
Yeah. Any comments or questions from the court with Mr. Sanford here? Oh, y'all letting him off too easy.
I think we got
Oh,
it.
leave me alone.
Yeah.
Richard, welcome, and we're looking forward to you being here on Monday, and we got a lot of things we're we're going to be working on together. Oh, Squire Blackburn.
Yeah,
Squire Blackburn, go ahead, get him.
Really?
10 questions. No, I'm so pleased that this position's been created, and it's almost like you were the perfect guy for the job. Your commitment to the community has been evident for a long time, and you go above and beyond in a lot of ways that people see you everywhere. And I see you everywhere. I see you on Sunday. I see you every day of the week, but Saturday. But if I leave the house, I see you. So I appreciate it. I hope you can still continue to do some of the things that you were doing, and I know you will. But I'm happy for this, and I think it's a bonus for our community. Thanks.
Thank you.
Richard, thank you.
Thank you.
That's my escape.
Some people, that's when you run it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you all.
All right, thank you. All righty, next we're going to invite Tammy West. You should have seen the look on Tammy's face when we were asking Richard to give a speech. She's sitting back there going, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Come on up, Tammy. So Tammy is our new grant writer. I think most of y'all have met her. She's been here close to 2 weeks now. Is that right?
1 week.
1 week, one full week, okay. So you want to have anything you want to say to the court, to the television, to anybody?
I graciously accept this award. No, I just look forward to working with everyone. Really excited about the opportunity to support things like the Wanda J. Robinson and go out there and find some new grants for us to apply for, and just look forward to meeting everybody and working with everyone.
Thank you very much, Tammy. Welcome. Go ahead, Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. Tammy, I think the only thing you missed was world peace. Other than that, I think you're gold now.
Well, we'll just start with Franklin County.
There we go.
Squire Blackburn.
I find
Come on back up, Tammy. He's not letting you off that easy.
we, when you're elected official, you get like 10,000 emails from all directions, and I don't know if it's a blanket email or whatever, but there's so many opportunities for grants that I get. I don't know if they're real or not, and I pass them on to you. You've probably seen them before I do, but don't get mad at me if I send you something you've seen 10 times already. I'm just trying to push everything I know that says grant on it your way.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Already hit her too.
Yeah, I'm like, when I sent them, I was like, I don't know the email, I'm sending them to Jack. Jack was like, I've already done this one, we've done it. So I just, don't get tired of me sending you stuff, because
that's
I just want to
fine.
make sure that we have every opportunity, because I know you're eager, and I know you're a good writer, so.
And that's the important part about grants is communication.
Right.
That's the big thing, so,
We're excited you're here.
thank you.
Squire Witzman.
I'm so excited to have you. You know, I think our county historically, maybe not so much recently, but has not used our potential for grant funds and being creative in the way we use available funds to this community. It's always been waiting on the state to kind of help us out with things. So I'm so excited to start going after some creative opportunities that can really improve the quality of life for our citizens. And I just want to, while we have everyone, and maybe they're watching on TV, if there's community sees things that they would like us to help facilitate with, like the Wanda Joyce Robinson Foundation just now, it's the opportunity right now. It's federal funds are coming all over the place at the moment that can really create and launch some new programs for our community, and we can be a conduit with you on board. So I'm really excited about where we're going to be going in the future. So thanks, and buckle up.
Yes, and I'm not going to be bored, that's for sure.
Thank you, Tammy. Welcome. All righty. Allie, come on up. So this is Allie Hall. She is our new solid waste coordinator, and she has hit the ground running also. Go ahead and say a few words if you'd like, Allie.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Excited about the opportunity. My background is education and agriculture, so I think this role is going to be a good fit. I'm looking forward to picking up where Brittany left off on a lot of things and kind of starting some new programs as well. So, yeah.
Squire Witzman.
Judge, I just want to say welcome. I'm excited that we're going to have Allie on board. Her background is wonderful and in line and already up to speed with so many things in the community that we would like to do. We hope very, very soon, we're going to get back into the local school districts with the fall semester and be able to start educating kids about programs and recycling and all the things that we sort of had in the past, but we want to relaunch, and maybe finding some ways, as the only community in the state of Kentucky, we think, that has countywide trash pickup. A significant portion of everyone's taxes goes to that line item, and it's our biggest expense by far. So hopefully in the very near future, we're going to start exploring some ways to make some revenues off of some of those things that will help us overall. So I'm excited about exploring some new opportunities, and Allie's got some ideas that are going to be fantastic for us. So.
Well, we welcome you, and I know you have a lot of work to get done also. So everybody that we just brought up here is going to be a big part of this fiscal court. So we're looking proud to have you all as part of our family. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. All righty, I'm going to invite Mr. Stephen Hawkinsmith up to give us a road department update. How you doing, Stephen?
Good. Evening, Court. The last few weeks, we've done some signs, roadside mowing, mow trimming, little ditch work, yard waste, chipping. We're in the process of mowing the Duckers property right now, and animals.
Stephen, have we done anything with, I know we got that grant for the tumbler, for the,
I'll try to get it going, maybe on next court, to maybe try to get it for bids.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Hunt? No?
Just wanted to check on the bid for the mow trim. When does that process?
We've already got them in. We're going to have it on next court too.
Next court, okay, all right, great.
I know you're excited about that.
You know I'm excited, I want to flip some cartwheels here. I saw the state doing some out in my district today, and it's gonna, well, it increases the sight line. So it's a huge thing, so.
Thank you.
You know the question I ask you every time on the count on the Wednesdays.
Well, I actually don't have those numbers for you today, but they were basically the same as they were last week.
It's
been consistent for the last 3 weeks.
I think it's heightened when we have storms and people get trees in their yards and things like that. But the big push is in the spring and usually in the fall.
Right.
So it's coming soon. Thanks, Steve.
Squire Whistle.
Stephen, can you give us an idea on that mow trim? The number one call I've been getting this summer is about some of the really far out rural roads and the sight lines and weeds and overgrowing, and I have to explain the situation we're in. But do you have any idea of if we open those bids and accept one of them, we'll expect the equipment?
It could be up to 8 to 10 months before we get another one. But we're in District 4 right now, and we're working our way towards the west side of town.
Yeah.
We accept you with open arms when you come to.
Yeah.
Open arms.
Yeah, every road needs it. I mean, I've seen it.
Yes, sir.
It's been a wet year, Larry. Everything's growing.
Yes, sir.
But I also want to let the court know, 2 days ago, we had our bid opening for the new road facility. There was one bid package that nobody submitted. So they put that one out. They will be putting that out for 7 days and contacting individual companies. I think it was the HVAC and plumbing. I think they didn't. But all in all, I think it's hopefully going to be on the next court. But all in all, the numbers were good. So.
Which ones did not get bid?
It was just one bid package, number 9, HVAC and plumbing, I think. So they went ahead and I don't know when that goes back out. That'll be back out for 7 days, and they're confident. It was just a timing. There were some other bids out there, so they're confident we'll get some more bids for that one bid package. But all the other packages that came in, we were surprised. It was good. So looking forward to getting that thing going. So thank you, Stephen.
All right, thanks.
All right, anything on the minutes from our special meeting on July 31st? Seeing none. Sheriff, welcome. How you doing this evening?
Great, good evening.
Yeah, big smile on your face, huh?
Sure.
Did you bring us the check?
I did. I gave it to Kim.
I'm waiting for you to bring one of the big checks in here like Ed McMahon or something one
Maybe
day.
when we pay everything at the end of the year.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
What's going on? What are you here to talk about today?
We're trying to buy 2 Dodge Chargers out of the 150,000 that is in the budget for vehicles. And those cars are actually in stock in pairs, so.
Any questions for the sheriff on the 2 Dodge Chargers that's already in the budget?
Those chargers that you're recommending for, I think it listed some that was under the contract and some weren't.
Right, you see now with the state contract, you have to get 2 other bids, and actually one of those bids is a no bid, so that counted, and then the other 2, the one in Paris actually came in a little bit cheaper than the state contract bid in Louisville. So it saved us a little bit of money.
Are they the same?
Same vehicle, yeah.
The same thing on each one of them, the exact same?
Right, and they're actually $1,427 cheaper a car.
Yeah, I saw that, but I was wondering if it was equipped the same.
Right, so what happened, they actually ordered these for the city of Paris, and they didn't buy them, so they ended up with 10 extra cars they didn't need, so they just want to get rid of them.
Any other questions for the sheriff on this line item? All right, next one, Sheriff, about trading some in.
Yeah, we have a 2014 Dodge Charger that has 214,000 miles, so it's definitely time for it to go.
How many?
214,000. Actually, I think the last 5 people we sent to the academies drove that cruiser to Richmond and back. And it's finally like it's become more trouble and it's worse, so we're going to trade it in. And then we have the 1-ton truck, which we've been buying those and kind of flipping them, and they seem like we're making profits. So I think we've had it almost a year, and we're going to make like $9,000 on it. So
That's crazy.
when you can buy cheap and sell high, that's always a good thing.
Enterprise quote.
Any questions? Go ahead, Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. Sheriff, thank you again for dealing with this. So the equipment for this vehicle, do we think that it'll be portable into the next vehicle because they're so close in like years, model years?
Right. Are we talking the Chargers or the truck?
Truck.
Right,
Not the Charger.
we're probably not gonna be able to get another truck right now just because of the inventory, but those lights, it's an unmarked vehicle, so it's not a lot of lights. So what we'll do is take those out and use them in other cars in the radio. It doesn't have a computer radar or anything like that, so.
Main thing is knowing that,
Sure.
that the money that's been invested in some of that can
Right,
be
and
utilized.
if
again.
you remember, we did this in
Equipment.
21, so
Yeah.
these lights actually came out of the last 1-ton that we had, so.
Okay, perfect. I think that's a good thing that we're all, appreciate you being a good steward too.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So Chief Depp is gonna do the grant. He actually worked on the application. He can explain that to you.
Squire
About
Wiseman, did you
our
have a
body
question?
armor.
Just Chris, do you have the mileage on the Chevy?
It's like 5,000 or 6,000 miles. It wasn't drove much. It was actually assigned to our admin person.
It just wasn't on our
Right.
sheets.
All right, so you're good on that one, so now we're gonna go to, now, I have to admit, Tammy is a little upset. She saw Grant on here, and she's like, I get to present tonight, and I'm gonna present. And then she said, well, I heard I don't get to present this one, so
I was gonna say, she's more than welcome.
come on up, Chief. How you doing tonight?
Good evening. By way of introduction, my name is Dwayne Depp, and I proudly serve as the Chief Deputy of the Sheriff's Office. We'll be presenting to you very quickly just the grant, and we're seeking authority to submit the grant, to apply for a grant from the Law Enforcement Protection Program. What we're seeking to do is purchase body armor for our men and women who provide police services for the county at our sheriff's office. This grant is a 100% reimbursement grant. There's no match to it. So we are not even allowed to spend the funds until we actually get the grant. So if we don't get the grant, then we won't be buying the body armor. All we're doing is seeking you all's approval for us to submit the grant through the Office of Homeland Security. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. We're looking at purchasing 30 vests. The purchase of those vests, or the cost of those vests, is about $27,000. There's a few things that we had to do in order to submit this grant, which is all in your packet. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer any of those.
Okay.
Go ahead, Squire.
The only question I would really have, something runs through my mind that those body armor, those grants come from a specific pot of money that's generated. Am I close to right?
Yes, sir.
Where's that money coming?
That is correct. A lot of that money, some of that money comes from the weapons that we submit to KSP that are forfeited. So each year, we submit weapons, ammunition, anything gun-related to KSP. They take those guns, usually, I think typically those guns are sold to licensed firearm dealers, and some of that money I know is in that pot of money that would be used to purchase body armor.
Thank you for refreshing my memory. I knew that money come from a special something.
That's
It was
correct.
a sale of weapons that had been confiscated.
Right.
That is a little controversial. A lot of people think it should be destroyed, but
I
but
don't,
that wouldn't get body armor, would it?
it would not get us, unless the court's going to buy it for us.
Thanks, Chief.
There you go.
Any other questions for Chief Depp?
Thank you all for what you do.
Thank you. We appreciate you. All righty. Next, I believe, is the, I think everybody's familiar with this, we talked about it the other night, is the Rural Transportation Cabinet Municipal Aid authorizing. I don't think I have much to say about it. Does anybody have any questions about it? All righty. Seeing none, we're going to invite the Chief Brewer up. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Squire Tracy.
In regards to the roads that are identified as these four, I guess it's 128, 200, 128,200 to do.
Yeah.
So like Dunkers, did we ever find out who tried to patch work?
I believe it was us. Stephen, can you quote on that?
Yeah, we've done some patchwork on that.
Is that gonna be redone?
I'm not sure of the exact area. Do you know, Steve?
Yeah, that whole,
Okay.
okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Good evening, Chief. How you doing?
Good evening, Judge. Good evening, Court. Hope everyone's doing well. So this item, as y'all recall, we've put several new brush trucks in service, and we still have 3 of the 2001 Dodges that we're looking to surplus and get off of our insurance policy. And then in doing that process, you'll see there's some other things that we've included, such as the pumps that were in some of these trucks. Several of those are as old as the truck or older. And we've also took the opportunity to go ahead and clean out some attics and some of the fire stations, some things that have been stored up there for several years, and just trying to get everything through this one process and get it all cleaned out.
Squire Westman.
Thank you, Chief. I wanted to ask you if any of these, well, I suppose just more of a statement, if any of these items were purchased through a federal grant fund particularly, I'd like to ask that our approval of the surplus list be contingent upon adding some serial numbers for things like the printers, TVs, computers, those kind of items. I know that some of those federal grant funds are fairly strict about ensuring that they have serial numbers when we surplus items.
To my knowledge, none of these items were bought through federal grant funds. Now, there are, several of these items are tagged through our inventory system, and they'll be removed off of our inventory system. I just didn't, being there was such a large number of things, I didn't tag each specific item for this list.
Okay. Just contingent upon the approval, I'd like to say that we have those through your system somehow, and you'll put them on Gov Deals, and that'll ask for it anyway, but thanks.
Squire Tanner.
I just have a real couple of questions. Really, the first one, and maybe the only one, is I see you have a portable generator listed. What size generator is that, and has anybody else expressed interest in maybe another government agency maybe of obtaining that? Does it work? Is it good?
It doesn't work. It's actually been in storage in a building in one of the stations for several years. It's just one that went out of service, and it just sat there, and they never did actually surplus it.
So it doesn't work?
No.
So that's all I need to know.
And we did reach out, like for the trucks, and we reached out to other departments to see if anyone had any use for them, but those trucks were, if you're familiar with the early 2000 model Dodges, they have their own issues, so wasn't a lot of people looking for those.
And I do know that Mitzi is working on the inventory, and she'll go over all this stuff too. And I know she's communicated with Chief Brewer. She's still waiting on some department heads to get back with her, but they've been digging into it. It's a big list, and it's not organized the way that she wants to do it. I think that's why it's taken longer than anticipated, trying to come up with a better list for each department. So I do know that's been high priority for her. Any other questions for the chief?
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty, next one. Robert, are you with us tonight?
Sir,
There he is. How you feeling?
I feel much better. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Heard you were out dancing last night, is that true?
That's not true.
All righty, so we're on the, I don't know, talked to Squire Blackburn earlier. He wasn't sure if he needed this light after all or not.
Well, it's a good thing that he sponsored this one. It's well needed. The closest street light to this location of US 421 and Taylor Road is roughly a quarter mile to the west. That's where the taper, the east-west connector, or excuse me, Versailles Road and east-west connector sort of taper back down. And then to the east, it's over 8/10 of a mile all the way to the Chenault Road where you find another street light. The advantage to the street light at this location in the southeast quadrant is that it's adjacent to the Frankfurt Christian Academy. You've got a lot of industry down Taylor Road, and it's across the street from Governor's Place subdivision. So it's well needed. I negotiated the best possible price from the Frankfurt Plant Board for installation of $1,765. It will be a LED light that will go on the county's multiplier for LED lights. They are extremely inexpensive to operate, and LEDs are being placed in all new street light installations. So I recommend approval, and thank you, Squire Blackburn.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions for our planning director on this street light? Seeing none, we're gonna keep moving. Robert, hope you feel better. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all.
Yep. All righty, the next is the board appointment that I believe our tourism director talked a little bit about already. Next is, I know Amy is not here today. She's actually moving her son into college. So does anybody have any questions that you would going to ask her on the treasurer's report? Seeing none, I'm gonna keep moving. Payment of claims. Does anybody have any questions for Kim on payment of claims? Alrighty, seeing no questions. Before we get to other business, I'm going to need to, I need to take a 10-minute recess to converse with our county attorney, so we will come back in at 6:05. We're in recess. Next agenda item is other business. Does anybody have any other business? Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I would like to ask our county attorney at our next court meeting to give us an update on litigation. And that would include all the litigation that we're a party to. I typically ask that every quarter before, and I just keep it in pattern. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Good county attorney. Thank you. Any other business?
Judge, just related to that, I've been sort of asking for a while to have just a synopsis of sort of things that have been, any legal suits that maybe have been settled or have any long-term repercussions as well that we might be party to, since
That would be
the
part
county
of the
attorney's
report.
going to be pulling.
That'd be part of the report.
Yeah, just wanted to mention I'd like to see that specifically too. Thank you.
All right.
Another, this is about related to the budget item. Well, I guess it is. Is there any plans or any thought about what we're gonna do with the opioid settlement money, or has any of that been spent yet? I don't know.
It has not, and I think we'll form a committee and we'll start looking into that. I have not had any discussions with anybody and just.
Well, I don't know a lot about it. I just know it's a fund of money that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Probably for help drug rehabilitation or
Yeah.
treatment or education. I don't know what.
Oh, I agree.
Personally, I know more about putting fertilizer on soybeans, but anyway, somebody would know.
Yep.
We're not gonna put fertilizer.
All right. Any other business? Seeing none, we're gonna head into our voting session. Clerk, please call the roll.
Squire Sebastian.
Here.
Squire Blackburn.
Present.
Squire Dykus.
Here.
Squire Tracy.
Here.
Squire Tanner.
Here.
Squire Wisman.
Present.
Judge Mueller.
Present. Authorization for approval of minutes from special meeting of July 31, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Motion passes. Nay. You get that?
Yes.
Authorization to purchase two 2023 Dodge Chargers through the state master agreement from Dan Cummins.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to surplus two vehicles for trade-in purposes from the Sheriff's Department.
So
Bless you.
moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a resolution authorizing the application of a grant with the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security Law Enforcement Protection Program grant for the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a resolution adopting and approving the execution of a rural secondary program agreement between the Fiscal Court and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid, and accepting all roads and streets referred to therein as being a part of the county road system.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to declare fire department equipment as surplus for disposal by auction through Gov Deals.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to add one streetlight to the county multiplier Frankfurt Plant Board and a new utility pole at the intersection of Leestown Road, US 421, and Taylor Road.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve appointment of Jay Patel to the Frankfurt Franklin County Tourism and Convention Commission Restaurant Association position with a term ending June 30th, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Authorization to receive treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Payment of bills. Is there a motion offered to deny any payment of claims? Seeing none, claims are ordered to be paid. Authorization to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.